Just like any other sport, the cricket field too has had its own positive and negative moments. Emotions often run high, and it leads to altercations which stands against the spirit of cricket. But the irony is that throughout the history of the gentleman's game there have been various fights on the field which has taken off the sheen from cricket. Having said that, today we will take a look at the top 5 biggest fights in the history of cricket. When Team India visited Australia in 2008, this was arguably the biggest talking point from the tour. In the Sydney Test, Andrew Symons and Harbhajan Singh had a spat, after which the former alleged that Singh called him a monkey, a racial slur. The India bowler was subsequently handed a 3-match ban, but the Indian team threatened that they would pull out of the tour if the ban was not uplifted. After Judge John Hanson heard oral statements from both teams, he dropped the charges on Singh, citing that there was lack of evidence for the charges to stick. Marlon Samuels had no idea that when he tugged on David Hussey's shirt in a Big Bash League game, the latter's teammate Shane Warne would return the favor. Warne wasn't the one to hold back, as he later allegedly intentionally hit Samuels with a throw. After this, tempers boiled and Samuels swung his bat in the direction of Warne to show his anger. They were both fined after the match, and the Australian bowler even handed a 1-match ban for using inappropriate language. What remains as one of the most infamous incidents in cricket history where a fan was involved in an altercation. During India and Pakistan's Sahara Cup match in 1997, a fan allegedly called Inzamam al-Hakalu, potato, after which he lost his cool. While the match kept on going, the fan just wouldn't stop hurling comments on the Pakistani player, which resulted in him barging into the stands and getting physical with the fan. Security intervened and Inzamam was subsequently banned for 2 matches. The heated altercation between Kyon Pollard and Mikhail Stark often receives an honorable mention whenever players lose their cool and end up making headlines for all the wrong reasons in the Indian Premier League, IPL. The ugly spat between the Mumbai Indians, all-rounder, and the then Royal Challengers Bangalore, RCB, speedster will go down in IPL history as one of the worst confrontations that took place on the 22-yard strip. The year was 2014 and Rohit Sharma-led Mumbai Indians side was up against Virat Kohli's Royal Challengers Bangalore in the 27th match of the IPL 2014 at the famous Wankhede Stadium, Mumbai. Rohit and Pollard had joined forces for Mumbai, and the premier batsmen were keen on guiding the men in blue to a challenging total. In the 17th over of Mumbai's innings, Australian speed merchant Stark came up with a bouncer to unnerve Pollard. When Pollard failed to hook the delivery, Stark sledged the Mumbai Indians star, although he was waved off by the West Indies international at the time. Stark had started his run-up to bowl the next delivery, but the speedster was stopped midway by Pollard, which triggered a heated altercation between the two competitors. Stark refused to pull the brakes and bowled the delivery around Pollard's legs. The Windies batsman retaliated by throwing his bat at the bowler. However, the bat slipped from Pollard's hand and dropped on the leg side of the pitch before both players exchanged verbal volleys. In February 1983, this incident becomes a headline in a newspaper. In this match, Javed Mayandad and Dennis Lillee almost did a physical fight. They both lost their temper. They both become aggressive, but the players and umpire stop that fight and continue the match.